When you think of concussions, you probably think of men, boxers or football players, or combat injuries in the military.
But multiple studies show women are getting concussions at a higher rate than men.
Yet women's brains are being overlooked for traumatic brain injury research. Reporter Megan Shin tonight on the gender gap.
I cannot stress enough how important this research is. Scientists have learned more about TBI in the past 5 years than 500 years before. That's why the VA's National PTSD Brain Bank has a new partnership to make sure that research includes women.
You know, I was a headstrong, stubborn athlete.
For 25-year-old Brittany Sauter, soccer is life.
You just couldn't stop me once I put my mind to it.
With power in her kick, she plays competitive soccer through college. But now she only dribbles this ball for fun because of her traumatic brain injury.
My junior year of college, I got 3 concussions back to back to back. It's like an out-of-body experience, you know, because you're there somewhere, but you're just dealing with so many symptoms that are clouding you from really being present in everyday life.
After roughly 20 concussions and 2 surgeries,
wow, it's impacted every part of my life.
Brittany has a new goal. She's now one of 205 women nationwide pledging their brain to research.
That was, no pun intended, a no-brainer for me.
The female brain research is part of a collaboration between the VA's National PTSD Brain Bank and the nonprofit Pink Concussions.
We focus on brain injury, including concussions, through sports, domestic violence, accidents, and military service.
Pink Concussions founder Catherine Snedeker says brain banks are mainly funded by organizations interested in male brain research.
If you look at the traumatic brain injury brain banks, they've been mostly focusing on men through sports and military service.
Even the largest brain bank in the world has fewer than 10 female brains.
I have no criticism on anyone, but I think that the focus just wasn't there, and I think it's really exciting.
Research shows TBI can happen anytime a head is hit and the brain is shaken inside the skull. Sometimes brain injuries lead to post-traumatic stress disorder and chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
CTE is a degenerative brain disease in people with repetitive brain trauma. Right now, scientists have found 0 proven cases of CTE in women because of the lack of female brain research. Well, that's compared to the most notable brain study that found 110 cases of CTE in NFL players and 66 in male veteran brains.
No 2 traumatic brain injuries are alike.
Brain donor Mish Veracruz lives in Virginia Beach.
And we have lots of airplanes.
She says TBI awareness has grown since her first concussion.
And even the doctors at the time didn't know to check for a head injury, so even though it was a fall.
Mish makes YouTube videos with her husband, also living with TBI. Through these women's stories, their invisible injuries can come to light. For Brittany, she's now on the sidelines coaching instead of playing.
You know, I share my story with them and I try to reiterate over and over and over that it's not worth it. You know, take 2 weeks, take a month, stop, and maybe you can be playing still in 10, 15 years.
Although soccer is her life, donating a brain to research is the legacy she'll be leaving after life.
To research the effects of brain injury, scientists must look at the brain post-mortem. People taking the Pink Brain Pledge sign up, then must call the Brain Bank for the forms. For links to the Pink Brain Pledge and to hear other women's stories about taking the pledge, go to our website, 13newsnow.com. In the studio, Megan Shin, 13 News Now.